Okay, so we are here again and we are now we'll build a recommender system. A simple one but a powerful one. It will help in saying like what we want is first of all we'll define that what we want is the recommender system will simply do search what is the genre of the current book, and from that genre what we'll say is find a top rated book, and that's what we are going to recommend back to the user. Let's say we have some list of books and the user clicks on like on this 1984, and the genre of this 1984 is classics. So from the classics genre we'll sort this data frame by classic, and when the topmost book, the top rated book in the classics genre, will recommend it back to the user. So that's what we are going to do, and let me write it. Recommend top rated book from same genre. Okay, so that's what we are going to do. Let me recommender. This is our function. This is our doc string. Okay. So next what we are going to do, we'll put some logic here. We'll say, we'll give it an argument, we'll say genre. So we'll say df dot we'll say genre. We'll find a where genre is equals to the genre of the current book, and then what we are going to do is, let me show what this is doing. Dot sort values will sort values of this data frame, and we'll say ascending equals to false, because not plus but false, because what we want is we want a top rated on top of our data frame. So we'll say recommender, and we'll pass a genre of, we'll say classics. Sort values missing one position argument by what we want is by how are we going to sort it? By ratings column we are going to sort it, ratings, this column. Okay, so now we are good to go. We can see the classics. Oh, so many books are from the classics genre. So this is a pretty imbalanced data set, but anyways, we only want to I just only want to show you how the recommender system, or how the API for a recommender system is built, and we can modify the logic according to our needs. So this will be a simple one, but you can always modify it. And okay, so let me pass something else here. We also have a fiction. Okay, so okay, from fiction we also have so many books. So the top rated one is this one, Grand Setao. The rating is 4.5. Okay, so that's what we are going to do. Let's check out some. So let me first of all print what df dot genre dot value counts. So okay, so it is a pretty imbalanced data set. So from classics we have 58 books, from fiction we have 29, poetry 6, plays 2, short stories. So see, here we have a problem. If the genre of the book that the user selected is short stories or philosophy, religion, so it will again recommend it the same book. We don't want it. So in that case, what we'll say is we'll create a if else block. So here we'll say if df, hmm, let me frame it. How do we say it? So if the length of the resulted data frame is greater than 1, so then we'll do this one. And if it is a only single entry, if it is a single book from that particular genre, then we'll say if only single book from that genre, what we'll do is then we'll say return randomly from all time top 10. So that's what we are going to do. So for, let me set the logic for it. Oh, I'll say okay, we have sorted. So if top is equals to, so if top dot shape, so the shape of it is, shape is not this but so if shape, and we have to on the first one we have to see, so how many rows are there in a data frame. So that's why we are slicing it by saying zeroth element. So if we'll check how many rows are there. If rows are greater than 1, then we'll do something with this top data frame. Then we'll say return top dot ilog 1, ilog 0. So the first from it will return. Else what we are going to do, we are going to sort the whole data frame with the df dot sort values by ratings. And then what we are going to do is we'll also say ascending is equals to false, ascending equals to false. Then from that we want first 10, we want first 10 entries, and from that we are going to so rather than doing this, yeah, I'll say like that, I log dot, okay, we'll say 10 entry from these top 10. We are randomly going to select a single dot, randomly selecting a single row, and then we are returning it to the user, return user. So let's see how it is, how this function is working now. Let me run this and run it here, classics, we'll say classics, and let me run this. Okay, so it has returned this one, this book, the collected tales of Edgar Allan Poe. So this book is returning. Okay, let me say fiction here. Okay, so it is returning this, and where we have only single entry, let me religion, we'll say religion. Here what it is doing is it is returning, okay, this one. So this is the top rated of all. Okay, it is from top. So we'll say we'll try to look it from here. Okay, so these are the all-time top 10 books. From these top 10, it is returning a single one. And okay, good. So from these top 10, it is returning a single book when we only have a single book in a particular genre. Otherwise, we'll recommend a top one from the similar genre. So this is a simple recommender system that we have built. And now what we are going to do, we'll create a API around it with the help of Flask, which is a simple micro web framework. So in the Visual Studio Code, we'll say, rather let me, hmm, here we'll say, we'll create a new directory. We'll say it this is our app, and we'll, let me close all this from here. Okay. Where is our IPython notebook? I'm not able to. Okay, here it is. I'll select this one and clean data also. Clean data and the scraper. I will move it from here to this app. Okay, yes, move it. So, okay, now it is. Okay, it is not moved. Why? Scraper and clean.json. Please move it to this app directory. Move. Move. I think it is done. Okay, now it is fine. Now in this app, what we want to do is we want to create another file which is our application, or we'll say main.py. This is where we'll do our Flask stuff. We have to say pip install Flask. All right, it is downloaded, and now we'll see if it is working, it is properly installed or not. From Flask we'll import, Flask class. Okay, it is working, so we'll create a app instance. We'll say app is equals to Flask and the name argument. Our app is created, we'll say main. If name, if dunder name is equals to dunder main, we'll say app dot run. And next what we want is, we want a route here, app dot. So here what we are doing is we are building a simple Flask application. We'll say home. We'll return something like return. We'll say first of all hello app. Not world but app. Now we'll run it. Let me open a new terminal. We'll say python main.py. Why it is not working? Because we are not in this directory. We'll cd into app and then we'll say python main.py. So it is working now. Let me try to open this. I have opened this, so it is saying hello app. Okay, so now we can see our Flask app is working. Now this is the part where we'll start to integrate this Flask application with our recommender system and build a beautiful interface for it. So that's what we are going to do now. So now what we want is, in our app directory, we want to create two folders. One will be named static. So here our static files will be saved, and one named templates. Here are HTML templates will be saved. Why? What is this? What is this? What is happening? I wanted a new folder which is named static, not in templates but in static. How to do this? Okay, now we'll say templates. Now it is fine. We don't want this. I'll open it from here and delete this personally. From application we have static. We don't want it here. We'll delete it from here. Okay, now we are good to go. So in templates we want a index.html. So from here we'll say master app. What is this? We'll say master app. Okay, so next what we want to do is, let me think about it, where we are currently. Where is our recommender system? This is our recommender system. Pretty simple one. Actually, this is not in a correct format. We don't want, when we are extracting, when we are working with the Flask application, this format will not work. It is not very feasible. So what we'll do is we'll return a dictionary of it. We'll return dictionary object. So that will be helpful when we are working in Flask. Okay, so let's run this again and let's try this. Oops, what is this? Let me also run copy and classics. So it is returning a correct format, but this is not. Why is it not? Because this is a data frame and this is a series. We have applied this dictionary operator on a series, and here we are applying dictionary function on a data frame. So first of all we have to convert this data frame into a series. So for that we'll say squeeze. So now it will work, hopefully. This is giving me correct output, and this now is also giving me the correct output. Okay, so now we are good to go, and we will paste it in a copy, and we'll create a new file in our app. In that we'll say, not in templates, utils.py. It is in templates, but I'll move it from here to here. Okay, so now it is moved, and we'll paste this recommenders in here. Okay, now it is looking fine. Our scraper is here, our main.py is here. Now what we want to do is we want to render this index.html template. Let's also say wonderful book recommender system. Recommender system. So we will return it from here by saying, we have first of all have to import a function from Flask which is render template. So we'll say render template, and we'll pass the name of our name of our HTML file, which is index.html. Okay, we are good to go, and our instance is running. Why is it so? We are doing everything correctly, but it is not giving us correct output. Why? Okay, so we'll say debug equals to true for making it make it work like a live server. Whenever we change and save, it will restart again, and the changes will be shown here. So here we can see wonderful book recommender system. Now it is working fine, and when we deploy it, we'll remove this debug equals to true, because in that case, whenever an error happens, any user will be able to see what is the error and will be able to modify the code from there. So now what we want to do is, first of all, in the index page, what we want is we want to display the books. Let's say we'll display around 1 2 3 4 around 10 books on the index page. Then the user clicks on it, and then the single book is displayed, and a along with it a recommended book is displayed. So that's what we are going to build. That's how we are going to build our API. So let me think about some logic. So for beautifying, we'll import bootstrap. We'll say get bootstrap. This is the get started. Okay, so we'll copy everything from here. Start a template. Okay. So let me copy everything from here and paste it in our index.html file in the body. Paste. It is actually the whole, so I will delete this. And this one also, everything is fine. I'll format it. Now it is looking good. So now here we'll say you have to title it again our master app, and here we'll say wonderful book book recommender system. So now let me see if it is working. It is working. Great. Here we can say okay, everything is working fine. We'll create a div dot container. So container is a bootstrap class. So in this container we are going to put this title. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to pass some data in the, let me refresh this again. Okay, it is now looking beautiful. Now what we want is we want some cards. Let me first build a structure of our application, then we'll fit every backend logic in it. So we'll see a good template for our application. So we'll see card, and from this card okay, so that is looking fine. We'll copy this and we'll paste it here. So we'll start a for loop here. For let me first of all paste it and then see it is how it is looking. Okay, so here we can see we can put some cards like here. Here will be the book title, author name. I will delete this. So here will be rating or some other information which was genre. Okay, so if someone clicks on this card, another card will open with the particular book and a recommended one. So that's what we are going to build. Now let us fix some logic behind that. How are we going to edit? That's a wonderful question. So we'll do, we have a, let me open a this notebook. We want to save our data frame. We also want pandas in our dependencies. Let me close this and we'll install pandas also. So it is downloading. Okay, here what we'll do is in our Flask application we'll declare a, we'll say data frame is equals to, similar to this we'll copy and paste it here. So we have copied it, and I'll also import this, import pandas as pd. Okay, so now it will work fine. And then what we want is we want, first of all, on the first page we want to show, let me see some logic. We want 1 2 3 4 5 6, around 6 books we want. So we'll say top random six books we are going to, we'll say df dot sample. We want only six book, sample six book randomly.